Picture this: a routine flight, skies clear, passengers at ease. Then, the unthinkable happens. The plane crashes, leaving a trail of devastation and heartbreak. The impact of plane crashes in history is unimaginable. The gravity of such incidents is palpable, with fatalities often reaching into the hundreds. Injuries, both physical and psychological, can affect survivors and their families for years, even decades after the event. The emotional trauma experienced by those who've lost loved ones is immeasurable, a pain that echoes through generations. Beyond the personal toll, these tragedies have a profound effect on the aviation industry. Each crash prompts a meticulous investigation, often leading to changes in safety regulations and protocols. Aircraft design, maintenance procedures, pilot training, and air traffic control measures all have been shaped by these catastrophic events. The enormity of these incidents has left an indelible mark on aviation history and continue to serve as a grim reminder of the risks involved in air travel. The history of aviation disasters is as old as the history of flight itself. Let us take a journey back in time to the earliest recorded plane crashes. Our first stop is the year 1931. It was a time of rapid advancement in aviation technology, but with that came its own set of challenges. The transcontinental and Western Air Fokker F-10 crash was one such challenge. A tragic incident that resulted in the lives of all on board, including the revered American football coach, Knute Rockne. The investigation revealed a structural failure in the wooden wing, leading to the plane's tragic descent. This incident served as a wake-up call, highlighting the need for stricter airworthiness standards and more rigorous inspections. Fast forward 2 years to 1933, and we encounter the United Airlines Boeing 247 crash. This was the first proven case of sabotage in the history of commercial aviation. An onboard explosion, later determined to be a bomb, caused the plane to crash near Chesterton, Indiana, killing all 7 people on board. The shocking reality of this incident led to an increased focus on security measures, forever changing the landscape of commercial aviation. These early tragedies were not in vain. They challenged the status quo, prompting a re-evaluation of aviation safety standards. They spurred a race for safer aircraft designs, more rigorous maintenance procedures, and comprehensive pilot training programs. The lessons learned from these unfortunate incidents laid the foundation for the air travel safety measures we see today. These early incidents were the first to expose the inherent risks of air travel, sparking the need for improved safety measures. As we move into the mid-20th century, the scale of aviation disasters only grew, revealing new challenges for the industry. One of the most infamous crashes of this time was the 1956 Grand Canyon mid-air collision. 2 commercial planes, a United Airlines flight and a TWA flight, collided above the Grand Canyon, resulting in the loss of all 128 people on board. This catastrophe was the first commercial airline crash to result in over 100 deaths and underscored the urgent need for improved air traffic control. Just over 2 decades later, in 1977, the Tenerife airport disaster occurred. Due to a series of unfortunate events including miscommunications, foggy weather, and airport congestion, 2 Boeing 747 S-1 KLM, the other Pan Am, collided on the runway. The result was the deadliest accident in aviation history, with 583 lives tragically lost. Then in 1985 we witnessed the horror of the Japan Airlines Flight 123 crash. A catastrophic mechanical failure resulted in the loss of control of the aircraft, leading to the crash that claimed the lives of 520 people. This incident remains the deadliest single aircraft accident to date. These mid-century disasters were not just statistics. They were profound tragedies that forced the aviation industry to confront the increasing complexity of air travel. Each disaster brought about changes, leading to advancements in air traffic control, communication protocols, and mechanical safety checks. The industry had to learn and evolve, driven by the urgent need to protect the lives of its passengers and crew. These disasters brought to light the increasing complexity of air travel and the urgent need for technological advancements in safety. In recent decades, despite significant advancements in aviation technology and safety, devastating plane crashes have continued to occur. Let's take a journey back to the late 20th century. The year was 1996, and TWA Flight 800 was mid-air, en route from New York to Paris when it tragically exploded and crashed into the Atlantic Ocean. The cause? A fuel tank explosion, likely due to a short circuit. This horrific incident led to significant changes in aircraft design and fuel tank safety measures, a testament to the hard lessons learned from such disasters. Fast forward to 2001, and we encounter another tragedy: the crash of American Airlines Flight 587. Shortly after takeoff from New York City, the plane plummeted into a residential area of Queens. The investigation revealed that the plane's vertical stabilizer had come off due to excessive rudder inputs by the co-pilot. As a result, airlines worldwide initiated more comprehensive pilot training and stricter regulations on aircraft inspection. Then, in 2018, the world was shocked once again by the crash of Lion Air Flight 610 in Indonesia. This brand-new Boeing 737 MAX 8 plunged into the Java Sea just minutes after takeoff, killing all on board. Investigations found that a faulty sensor and the Maneuvering Characteristics Augmentation System, or MCAS, played a significant role in the crash. This led to the worldwide grounding of the Boeing 737 MAX fleet and spurred changes in aircraft design and pilot training. These modern catastrophes serve as stark reminders that even with the most advanced technology, air travel is not without its risks. One of the most recent and indeed tragic aviation disasters occurred just last year in Nepal. A domestic flight operated by Nepal's Yeti Airlines met a devastating end near Pokhara International Airport. There were 72 souls on board, of which 68 were passengers and 4 were crew members. The passengers included 3 infants and 3 children, a heart-wrenching detail that has left the world in shock. Among the victims were 15 international travelers, reminding us that tragedy knows no borders. The cause of this crash remains under investigation, with the flight data recorder and cockpit voice recorder now in the hands of investigators. This incident has been marked as Nepal's worst crash in over 30 years. The country's hostile topography and diverse weather patterns have long been the bane of pilots, making flights in this region particularly challenging. Since the dawn of the new millennium, nearly 350 people have lost their lives in plane or helicopter crashes in Nepal. As investigations continue, this recent tragedy underscores the persistent challenges and dangers in aviation, particularly in regions with challenging topography and weather conditions. From the early tragedies to the recent disaster in Nepal, the history of plane crashes is a sobering narrative of the risks in air travel. We've journeyed through the ages, from the initial stages of aviation to today's high-tech era, seeing how the face of air travel has evolved. In the early days, lack of technology and understanding of the skies led to numerous accidents, many of which could have been avoided with the knowledge we possess today. As we moved into the mid-century, the increase in air traffic brought with it a surge in aviation disasters. Despite the advancements in technology, human error and unforeseen circumstances often tipped the balance, leading to heart-wrenching tragedies. In our modern times, we've seen how even with top-notch technology, we are not completely immune to accidents. The recent catastrophe in Nepal is a stark reminder of this reality. The hostile topography and diverse weather patterns of the country pose a significant challenge, a grim reminder that nature often has the upper hand. Yet, it's important to remember that each of these tragedies has been a stepping stone towards safer skies. They've spurred advancements in technology, improvements in training, and enhancements in safety protocols. Each incident is a lesson learned, a mistake to be avoided in the future. As we've seen, the journey towards safer skies is ongoing. The risks in air travel persist, but so does our commitment to mitigate them. Our pursuit for safety continues to drive advancements in technology and protocol, pushing us to learn, adapt, and improve. So as we continue to soar through the skies, we remember these incidents not only for their tragedy but also for their lessons, with the hope that each flight brings us closer to safer skies.